there are any great DEI workshops, educational content that you would recommend to startups. Jen, I know we'll definitely plug your startup recruiting bootcamp and the work that you're doing, but if you'd like to expand upon it a little more, I'm sure the people would love to know.
Yeah, we're running these inclusion at work accelerators, which are for startups to come together and learn some of my frameworks that are, proven to work at startups. I've built an inclusive, actually diverse company, and I've been consulting on this for a long time, and I've seen the success. So, I don't give you stuff that's just like follow these, 5 steps, and then magically you'll have a diverse team. It really is going to be depending on every single company and their context. But I'm just a huge believer in the group course model because, partly why I started this company was because I got tired of saying the same thing over and over again, but also realizing a lot of these startups are actually struggling with the same things, but not realizing it. So I think a lot of people that are probably listening to this conversation care about DEI. And when you take on an advocate mindset, it's hard because you're idealistic, you're ambitious, and you're also very critical because you see always like, well, it could be better. We could do more here. We could do more here. We could do more here. And that, coupled with the ambition of startups, kind of creates this like really interesting, often companies taking a little bit more off they can chew, setting unrealistic expectations and goals. So we were really about, let's figure out what your landscape is, start where you are, and go one step at a time. That's how we actually make a difference, not by overnight, we're going to solve white supremacy and racism in our 20-person company. But there's a lot we can do together to learn.
Makes sense. Neha, did you want to speak a little bit about the hiring community and the efforts you've been making?
Definitely. So the hiring community is a Slack workspace open to all founders, recruiters, and people leaders. If you have a core stake in hiring, you want to do it inclusively, I invite you to apply at thehiringcommunity.com. Click apply, fill in your application, and I'll get you in within the next 48 hours. You can also ping me on LinkedIn, and we might be able to fast track that process. I also host live learning sessions with experts in the field. So I recently had Jessica Williams, who is the Senior Vice President of People at Refine Labs. I think she's an excellent thought leader and really lives her values and is, unapologetic. So, that was a really great conversation that we had recently about growing your influence and talent. So if there is somebody who is looking to, advocate for the talent team a bit more, highly recommend checking out that conversation. And, I can link that as well later on. I'm also really excited about reading a book by Lily Zhang that's coming out called DEI Deconstructed. I think that's going to be a good one. I know that Y Combinator has some really great videos that I believe Jen Kim is actually on one of the videos. I do recall I watched a video. It was a great conversation about building inclusion at your startup. And so I think, another realm is to also, seek out thought leaders on LinkedIn, and happy to share, a couple names if you want to connect, and, happy to kind of think about that.
I'll also add the Holloway Guide has a great chapter on D&I. Jen contributed to it. Other people like Jason Wong, who are thought leaders in this space. So from a hiring manager's lens, that chapter was really awesome. I'd highly recommend it.